Hi, Deb Pervin. Today, for our Tuesday tweak, we're going to talk about seasonality and how to handle the ups and downs of your business. Now, almost every business has some kind of seasonality. Some are very pronounced. Like my golf course in Vermont, we only played for 4 or 5 months. And my ski area, obviously, also a very short season. But these are easy to think about. But what about, all of those retailers that do most of their sales during Christmas, or the ice cream shop that sells a lot of ice cream during the summer? What do you do in the winter? So, we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to mitigate the seasonality. How do you prepare? Well, first, you have to budget very carefully. You need to know how much you can make during the season, during your high times, and then what it's going to cost to get through the low times. So you want to have a target, and then you need to have a budget for the off season so you can make sure that you're keeping everything in line and you're ready for the high season. Now, it makes it tricky because how do you manage your employees? How do you manage your service contracts? How do you manage your inventory? There's so many tricks to this that really having a budget, looking at last year and how the money was dispersed, is critical. Second, you got to hoard cash. You've got to know what it's going to cost and how you're going to pay for it. Now, for me at the ski area, I sold seasons tickets, and so I could always use that money to get the ski area up and running in the beginning of the ski season. Those are the funds that I used to make snow, to have the ski lifts inspected, to get all of my licenses. So I had a bundle of money coming in, but I needed to know how much it was going to be, and then I had to find employees. So you have to think ahead and hoard cash because it always costs more every year than you think it's going to. And then finally, this is the part where you get to be innovative. Find off-season alternatives. So what can you do with the ice cream shop during the winter? Well, you can sell hot chocolate or coffee. And so there are lots of ways that you can reuse your business, your location for different kinds of products. When it rained during the ski season, we set up the golf shop, and we set up a sort of a Dave and Buster's, a place for kids to go and play with a climbing wall and bounce houses and video games. So we had a place to go that was an alternative to skiing. And funny, that was used not only when it was warm and we couldn't go out skiing because it was raining, but also when it was really cold and you didn't want to go skiing, even though the conditions might have been good. So what alternatives can you use for your seasonality to get you through? Now, most businesses, their seasonality is smaller, but you should know what months are going to be slower and plan ahead. This is Deb Pervin, another Tuesday Tweak. I'll see you next week.